Max never thought he would be accused of molesting his own son. But last month, after one of his 4-year-old twin boys came to him with a complaint, he took the child to the doctor. And that's when the child told doctors that his dad touched him. Take a look.
I don't understand why I would be called a child molester because I've never touched my children inappropriately ever in their whole life. I mean, I don't ever get 10 minutes alone with them at that, so I don't see how there's any possible way that any of that could ever happen. My son came up to me, pulled his pants down, and showed me and his mother that he had. And I was wondering, well, why do you have? And I just come down and touch it, and just a little bit to see why is there any blood and if there's a cut or anything like that. And then after that, my wife just all of a sudden, don't touch him, or whatever, like this, and just starts all getting violent all the time and always thinking I'm touching him. After my wife had freaked out and told me not to touch him and all that, I told her, well, you need to take him to the doctors and get him checked out. My son had told the doctor that I had touched him, and it hurt while I had touched him when I was looking at him. My son's only 4 years old, and I think that he doesn't know quite what he's saying, and I think the doctor misunderstood what he was trying to say. My wife kicked me out and put up cameras everywhere and let me back in after we had CPS clear me. But still after that, all the looks and everything that I get, always watching every movement that I do, it's not acceptable to me and my family. But George, my stepson, I don't know what he's thinking because I've raised him for the last 13 years also, and for him to even come up with a speculation that I've done this to their brothers is kind of outrageous too. I love my family, and I love George, and I love Olivia, and I want them to be clear that I am not a child molester, and I just want to be cleared and free and have everything taken care of.
It started about a month ago, even a couple weeks ago at the time. My father did notice that my stepfather, he noticed that he was and he'd notified them, and my 4-year-old brother, he was alarmed enough to show them that he was bleeding. And so right away my mom made an appointment, and me and my mom went out and we went to check it out. And right away the doctor ruled it as a UTI, urinary tract infection. So we thought, of course, it could be that, that's an option. And well, right away during that interview with the doctor, he did say that my dad is touching me too much, that I'm bleeding. And so to hear such things, it hurts. And,
When you heard that, what was your reaction?
Sickening. I mean, I don't know what to think. I want to believe the guy, I've known him my whole life, but yet to hear such things, and for my own...
He never did anything with you, right?
No. But for my brothers to say, I believe them at such a young age, who knows?
Let me ask you this, though. If a young child, and we're saying very young child, came to his dad and said, I'm bleeding, and the father inspected him, he would touch the child down there, right? Mm-hmm. Could it be a case of, misconstrued?
Well, that's what I thought too, but at the time, so when he had told the doctor that, they called Child Protective Services and they said that and ruled out that it was clear. Well, the doctor ended up calling a little later and said that there was no UTI at all. And so that was alarming for us, for him to be bleeding out and there'd be no answer for it.
And your mom did throw Max out at one point.
Yes, and for her, she's always felt that in the bottom of her stomach, and after this moment...
She's felt what?
That he is the predator.
But she took him back.
Hi, Steve. Took my son to the doctor because he said that he had blood in his urine. The doctor found that there was. He started asking my son questions, and he asked my son if anybody had ever touched him in his private area. And my son said yes, his dad had. CPS came in, and they took Max out of the home and did a forensic interview on all the kids. They decided that there was no cause for concern and that Max could come back home. I just really started to question everything and started to have doubt that he wasn't touched. So I would not allow Max around the kids alone anymore. I started to watch him like a hawk, and I put cameras up around my house, but I'm getting tired of living this way, and I just want to know the truth. So that's why I contacted you, Steve. Thank you, and I know you'll find the truth.
All right, well, let's meet Max.
All right,
Max,
George.
I've heard multiple
So how are you
accusations on
gonna
you
accuse me
from my
when
mother.
I've done this
He's told me
and I've
personally
told you?
and the doctor.
You're accused of molesting. You have twin boys,
My
right?
twin boys, yes.
Yeah.
Not just one, but two.
Right, and did you molest them?
No, I have not, Steve.
Why do you think you're being accused of this?
I don't, I guess it would all start with me watching porn that my wife had seen
You
me
watch
watching.
porn?
Yeah.
God, I watched porn, and obviously my wife thought that it could lead into a child molestation.
starts
How would that
somewhere.
lead into child molestation?
Wait,
Watching
whoa. You don't look at porn?
An adult woman leading to a child is totally different.
Okay. Listen, I'm being a little,
That's how it
flippant
started.
with it, but
That's how it started, though,
Okay, but
Steve.
that does not lead to child molestation. So when you first find out that you're being accused of this, what did you think?
Boggles my mind.
How did it feel when your wife kicked you out of the house?
It's pretty depressing.
Where'd you go?
I slept on the street, basically. I had to go to my job site and sleep at my job site because I couldn't go to the house that I built for my kids. I built my own house for them. Who in this audience can say they built their own house for their children?
And how long were you out of the house for?
4 days.
Oh, okay, not super
It
long.
wasn't super long.
But your wife let you go back in?
Yeah.
And how has it been
And
since
then after that, cameras got put up everywhere, and
Because of you?
yeah, because of me, that I'm touching my boys.
Even though you're back in, has it affected your marriage?
Yeah, it's gonna affect it for the rest of our life now.
Well, that's pretty sad, right?
Yeah, and that's sad to say that my wife's accusing me of 13 years of touching my boys that I've raised.
How do you get along with your stepson?
We get along pretty good for the most part. Besides, when I was an alcoholic, I yelled a lot.
Yeah, he didn't like you when you were drinking.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't like myself.
It's understandable. Any chance you're going to fail, Max?
No.
I don't think so either. You were accused of molesting your twin boys who were very little.
Yes.
And we gave you a lie detector test and we asked you, have you ever touched either of your twin boys for your own sexual gratification or pleasure? You answered no, and you told the truth.
Thank you.
I never doubted you, huh? I told you that. I'm sorry, Max. How do I know? All right.
I'm glad you came here and cleared your name, and I certainly hope that it can make your marriage better.
I'm hoping it does too. I've had doubts. I told my wife, when these true results come, I'm leaving you. Because after 13 years of not believing me and not being able to be honest and not just truly know your significant other, it makes me question things, you know what I mean? But I, as a man, I'm not gonna drop my family like that. I love them too much. I love all my family. I love all my kids. My stepkids included, George.
I would just say don't hold it too hard against your wife, because I get on mom's asses all the time on my stage for not doing enough for their kids.
Oh, I see. I've seen.
Right, so the thing is, if she was taking steps to find out if something bad was happening to her kids, I know it hurts, but don't hold it against her.
I can't hold it against, because that is a pretty big deal.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Good luck.
It was nice meeting you. Good luck to you.
Hey, Mom.
Hello?
Mom, I'm here with Max.
Where at?
Right outside him, and the results were he was telling the truth, Mom. He never did.
Oh, that's so good. I got so scared.
I told you I'd never touch my boys. I love you guys, and I told you.
I'm glad, Max. I'm so sorry.
Well,
Are you guys off the show?
Yeah, we just got finished right now.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. I'm so happy. I got so scared. I didn't know how you were going to call me or what was going to happen.
If you like what you see, all new episodes are coming, and you do not want to miss out. Click subscribe now.